Hello and welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Our discussion of the Americans, Ben, Robert, Alonso. The episode is the walk-in, the walk-out. There's the end of, as you said, Robert.
The end of the episode is the walk-out.
The end of the walk-in. I thought, Alonso, you should take us through the episode a little bit. This was major risks taken in this with no real upside.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, we're sort of carrying on the theme of "Oh God, the family," you know, which has been sort of carrying on. You know, the best friends who were completely unmentioned during season 1 continue to rear their heads this time around. We get a flashback.
I mean, they're lifelong friends.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We get a flashback where like the woman wanted Elizabeth to give this letter to her kid if anything happened to them, sort of explaining, you know, why they were in America and what their real, you know, family was about. There was Paige getting Snoopy and hopping a bus and going off to see Aunt Helen, and then meanwhile Philip and Philip
and Elizabeth basically
together,
They deal with the propeller
They go to the
situation.
propeller plant that John Carroll Lynch told them about, and I was thinking that Elizabeth's hair in that scene is what Carrie Russell's hair should really look like all the time.
Yeah,
if this is 1982.
Let's talk. You know, a little aside. The things they are not quite getting right are the clothes, because even Philip, like when he came out into the bedroom, where he had a Ringer T-shirt on and like sweatpants, and nobody wore that in 19. That is a 2014. I'm at home being casual look, right? Yeah. Like a fairly cool looking dad. I don't know what.
But see, they want to distract you by mentioning Salisbury steak. As soon as it's like that's how they. It's like we're not, you know, or like they go to a tab, you know, machine. So that's how they kind of distract you if they feel like they're ever like not you know, making it.
Enough.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that's a conscious decision. They clearly know. I mean, they got the cars right? They had the tab machine.
Yeah.
And other hairstyles are right, and the suits are. It's not. I don't think it's a big deal.
The only thing they're. I mean,
but I just look like I just remember growing up thinking, because I always was very casual, right? I mean, I was the first guy in my school to cut off my sweatshirts.
Whoa!
Not at the here.
Seeing Flashdance?
Just here, right?
Karate Kid.
And I always felt a little claustrophobic with the thing, so I was always, and I thought nobody, and I'd go home and I'd visit friends' houses, and their fathers, to a man, would always be like they'd get home and it'd be 8:30 at night, and it'd be like, hey, you're wearing your suit.
You can take the tie off
You're
now.
home. You can take it. Like the jacket came off.
Right.
Like that was the big. Otherwise, they just sit with the tie all the way up.
There should be more Botany 500 going on this show, I think.
I better see some Jordache jeans soon. I gotta say.
I got it. But yeah, so her hair looked right then, and they do the other stuff right.
And I thought it's very telling. Like the guy in the propeller plant has no idea that he is playing the exact right card to not get killed by her.
That was a great scene. I mean, that was a fantastic. Carrie Russell played that beautifully. She actually looked terrifying. I mean, there was this, I mean, the way she's holding, the way they kind of shoot her holding that crowbar, that was just great.
You know, and for all the, I was struck in that scene by the criticism of the well-meaning and thoughtful criticism from people who like the show about True Detective, and the sort of it turned out to be just sort of a continuation of these macho-centric shows where the female characters really just serve to prop up this sort of Neanderthal-like behavior from some men. And The Americans is obviously a significant exception to that. And here's this, I mean, she's being every bit as menacing as Tony Soprano would have been, just holding that crowbar. And he doesn't think at any moment, this is a girl and I weigh 100 pounds more. He's like, she'll kill me. I'll lose this. This fight will be lost, and I'll be dead.
Not only that, what I like about this show also is that, I mean, it's been violent in the past and it's been bloody, but I mean, this show knows it doesn't have to show you everything. I mean, so not only does she not kill this guy, you know, and just like the threat is powerful. I love that, like, they set up the two women on the bench. They have to go do something, and then you see them washing their hands of blood. You never saw what they did, but that scene is just so unsettling because it makes you imagine what they did, and they never to see it, and
always worse.
And I think it's worse.
They're like, what was it you were talking to me about earlier?
That's right. Now they may have shot that scene, you know, and then cut it, but I mean, like, it's great that they didn't have it. Didn't need it.
And meanwhile, the titular walk-in, we come to find out, is basically being used as a pawn to sort of strengthen the Nina. What's the FBI guy's name?
You know, I'm so stupid. I didn't even get that. Like I just thought, what was he up to? What's he doing? And of course, they got him to do it.
Yeah, they're like, okay, this guy's clearly unstable. Let's give him up, and then that way it'll look like we're giving him good intel. It'll prop him up. That makes him a better guy for us to suck information out of, literally. So it's
So they put all that in motion without knowing that's how his boss would react, hoping that's how his boss would. Just enough there that would.
Yeah, as he said, I just hope that his boss would pat him on the back, like the medal was more than they expected. But
right. Like it worked out too well. Like, oh my God, he saved the day. Like they couldn't have worked. I missed that. I feel like I need to go watch 70 shows and figure out what the hell I missed. I love them anyway.
It's on at 10 o'clock. All right,
but
we're tired.
It is the world of espionage. I mean, like even like when I read a Jean Le Carré book, I'm like going, okay, who, what does this play, and how does it it can be confusing.
Right, and that does make that scene between Ivany Ivashenko and God, I love they used everybody. The full name used is so. I want to do that. We should do that on the show, Alonso Duralde. Yeah, Alonso Duralde. That is a great point.
I agree with that.
So I don't know.
I'll just use comrade.
But do we think then that what's her name? Nina.
Nina.
What are Nina's feelings for him? Like, are they legitimate? Are they?
There's probably some part of her that can't help but feel something for him, and then they'll play that out. I mean, like I think that's what happens in these situations is that you can't help but like.
But at the same time, she completely, fessed up to everything to sort of, and now to save her bacon, she's basically like reeling him in more and more.
Do you think she's and clearly and the son of the party official? This sort of the third actor in that, the guy who invited her to the cap. Dennis Marouk grew up in Washington. Nice reference to Washington Capitol center Dennis Marouk.
I knew you'd be all over that.
I'm not a hockey fan, but you were in D.C. You knew Dennis Marouk. I think he played in Los Angeles prior to that. But he's clear. What I like about him is that they got away with the ridiculous nepotism hire that must be just rampant in the Soviet Union. Except it's going to turn out. He's also actually pretty good at his job, and I sense he's going to.
Although I don't know if that's just a Soviet thing. I'm sure probably in a lot of American companies, it's like the boss's kid. Like,
totally. But when you got one ruling party,
well, that helps.
It's probably worse there. I'm going to guess. Real quick, do you think she's mostly Soviet or mostly with us? I'm such a sucker for a girl who smiles. I believed her at that moment. She loves him too. Yeah. But now I think she might. I think she might be all Russian.
I think she's pro Nina. I think she's going to do whatever it takes to sort of not get killed.
Good, as she ought to.
Yeah.
I think directors' tricks are if she believes him, it's a shot of both of them, as they say it. When you cut to like a single, just her face, you're supposed to wonder, does she believe that?
Is she buying into
She had a little smile on her face when she thought about him saying that he loved her.
Kerry Russell's other great moment I thought was with the child of the dead pals. That was a very moving scene, and she's got a lot of conflicts going on there. And I thought it was great that she destroyed the letter. It's why? That's like one of those things where. Like when you hear about relationships where somebody cheats and then they have to tell the other person, it's like, no, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Right. There's no good can come of sharing that information.
The relationship is over and you've recommitted back to your let's go, just go, yeah.
Yeah, but let's face it. This is the biggest sign yet. I mean, this is the biggest gesture she's made yet toward acknowledging that you can grow up in America, and you deserve to have that as your life, because the whole point of the letter is supposed to reel somebody back into you're really Soviet. You should and she's going. No, he deserves his life.
He needs to believe what he believes.
Sure, she would feel the same way for her own children.
Well, that's what we're going to probably find out.
Yeah.
At some point in the series.
I kind of feel like that's what we're.
But also, just from an operational point of view, too, you can't let that letter get out. And we can't let the kid react, and then the kid goes to the State Department and be like, "Hey, it turns out my parents were spies."
It is the one weird thing about that the plot device, but yet you also kind of believe that the Soviets would probably do that. I mean, like in training their spies for this kind of mission.
Like your kids may be living here, but really, the motherland and blah blah blah.
Aunt Helen can snap into character in a moment. What an impressive.
Kathleen Chalfant, great actress. She was in Angels in America. She was in the original production. production.
is that right?
In fact,
Oh,
I saw her in L.A. before it went to Broadway. Yeah, she's an extraordinary actress, and I was very excited to see her. I hope we get more.
What a great scene that was. Just a great scene. Yeah.
And do we think that the friend she meets on the bus is gonna come back in some way?
I think the friend she meets on the bus is going to come back, but merely as another
teen rebellion.
Yeah, another risk, another area where openness
and
could
a
get.
sounding board, really, because
Yeah.
she has to have somebody to be able to talk to about all this
Right, 'cause
stuff.
she can't talk to her parents.
She can't just lurk all the time, like
and she got super scolded there.
And again, we're going to compare this to other shows. Paige is, I think, more interesting than Dana Brody.
Oh yeah. Well, they're doing better with her. I mean, it wasn't Dana's fault. I think she.
No, I'm not blaming the actress. I'm talking about as written, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dana Brody, we didn't understand. Like, everybody knew everything about Brody. She wasn't going to find anything out. Here, Paige is presenting a very plausible risk.
She's literally the reason this show exists. I mean, like, because it's about a family with this particular dynamic in it. I mean, like in Homeland, once that first season was over, Dana Brody was kind of going to be always a separate storyline that had nothing to do with Claire Danes and Elliot. So
She's essential to the main
absolutely.
story.
And I mean, the thing about this show is. And that just flew right out of my head. I don't know what I was going to say.
That is the thing about this show.
And because of that, I love the way Matthew Rhys handled the scolding moment, because there was there was parental anger, but there was such fear in the way he was talking to her too.
And the fact that she was waltzing out of the door at the end of the episode, I'm thinking, why are you double secret probation grounded, young lady?
I think she's just sneaking out. They don't check. When night falls, that house 8 o'clock, they shut each other out.
No, what I was going to say before is I think what's so interesting is, and I think I've touched on this in previous recaps, is that all teenagers are sort of suspicious of their parents or think that they've got there's something weird going on or that they're not being told things. So for her to actually be right, is kind of a cool character choice.
And I think they needed to make sure that we understood that it's not that she thought her parents were Soviet spies, that they thought that they articulated in this episode that she thinks that there's something about their relationship as that is off, and that it has to do with maybe an affair or something. So
no, obviously, but she's all right. Good stuff. Back next week. Back next week. Thanks, everybody.